Okay, thanks. Good evening, everybody. I'd like to welcome everybody to the January 25th for Fall City Council meeting. First thing we'll do is stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, Christy, can I have a roll call, please?
Bierstadt.
Here.
Carroll.
Here.
Downing.
Here.
Morissette.
Here.
Miller.
Here.
Odine. Here. Plunkett.
Here.
Next, we have approval of the minutes from the January 11th meeting.
I move approval. Second.
First and second, any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, next, approval of the bills with Mrs. Miller.
I make a motion to approve the bills in the amount of $6,222,142.70, subject to the comptroller.
Second.
First and second, any questions on the bills? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, next we'll go on to public comments. If there's anybody in the audience has anything like to stand up and talk about, come on forward.
Mayor, may I remove my mask or should I leave it on?
That's fine.
My name is Patricia LaRue and I live at 489 Marcella Court. I was present at the last city council meeting. I would like to talk about decorum, about respect, about the responsibility your position as an elected official comes with. When you take your seat at the council and you lean into your microphone, I expect to hear you doing the city's business. I expect to hear you addressing the issues that are common to us as residents. I don't expect to hear you engage in petty comments and innuendo that serve no purpose other than to burden and harass another elected official. Comments that, if genuinely disturbing, should have been addressed professionally and privately. It makes for a toxic atmosphere and makes it uncomfortable for those watching. I expect better. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else have anything like to stand up and talk about? Okay.
Public comment,
yep.
Mr. Mayor? Thank you. As many people know, at-home COVID tests have been very difficult to find recently due to the large spread and uncontrolled spread of the Omicron virus. Federal government is shipping out 4 free COVID tests to every household. Even if you do not need these now, it is very likely that you may need them at some point in the future, and it is a wise thing to have on hand for times of need. People can go to covidtests.gov and request 4 free COVID tests per household. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, let's move on to the consent agenda. First, we have acknowledgement of the following minutes. Park and Rec Advisory Board from 11/17 of 21. Historic Preservation Commission from 11/17 of 21. Utility Advisory Board from 11/15 of 21. The West Central Wisconsin Biosolids Facility from 10/14 and 10/21 of 20 or 10/21 of 21. The Bid Board from 12/14 of 21. The Bike and Pedestrian Steering Committee from 1/5 of 22, and River Falls Housing Authority from 12/8 of 21. Next is a resolution approving appointment of city treasurer. This would appoint our new finance director, Josh Solinger, as treasurer. Next one is a resolution awarding Watermain relocation project at Troy Street to East Pomeroy Street to skid steer guy. And the last one is a resolution approving city administrator annual performance review process. Does anybody want to pull anything?
Mr. Mayor, I move approval of the consent agenda 2A through G and 3 through 5.
Second.
First and second. Any other questions or comments on anything? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, next move on. 6 is a resolution approving development agreement between the City of River Falls and the LB River Falls LLC. And I will take a motion on this.
Mr. Mayor, make a motion, we approve the resolution approving the development agreement between the City of River Falls and LB River Falls LLC.
Second.
First and a second. Questions? Okay, all in favor? Opposed? Next was a resolution amending development agreement between the City of River Falls and River Falls QZBZ LLC. I'll take a motion on this.
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve resolution approving amending development agreement between the City of River Falls and River Falls QOZB LLC.
Second.
Okay, first and second. Questions or comments? All in favor? Opposed? Okay, next move on to Comptroller's Report.
The Comptroller's Report for December 2021. Preliminary year-end general fund revenues were $11,590,598, with expenditures of $10,776,736,000, resulting in a net surplus of $813,862. Please note that the 2021 accounting period is still open, and year-end adjusting entries are still being made. Additional revenues and expenses will be allocated to 2021 as final invoices and expenses are received and recorded. So all numbers listed in the finance report available online are preliminary and are subject to change prior to the close of the accounting period.
Thanks, Diane. Okay, next I have a couple of appointments I'd like to make. I'd like to appoint Jason Stroud to replace Amy Peterson through December of 2022. I'd like to reappoint Jane Hoffman through January of 2025.
Mr. Mayor, make a motion, we accept your appointments.
Second.
First and second, questions or comments?
Mr. Mayor, may I?
Yep.
So, Mr. Mayor, with respect, I oppose the appointment of Mr. Stroud. Not because I disagree with Mr. Stroud, either as a person or employee. In fact, he's fantastic. But I do think we should seek out citizens on this board who are currently not employed with the city. Mr. Stroud, as I said, is completely qualified, and Amy Peterson did an excellent job. But I do think we have to be careful to not have staff involved in these committees. Currently, this committee also has a sitting council member, Todd Bierstead, so there's no reason to think that we won't have an opportunity to have dialogue with it. I, of course, understand appointments are completely under your power, but I do stand in opposition to having an existing city staff on this committee, or commission, excuse me. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thanks. Anybody else? All in favor? Opposed?
Nay.
Okay, next move on. I have a proclamation I'd like to read. This is for Big Brothers and Big Sisters Thank You Mentor Day. Whereas every child deserves to achieve their full potential in life. And whereas one-to-one mentoring relationships through Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Northwestern Wisconsin ignites the power and promise of youth. And whereas children with a mentor set higher goals for themselves, and whereas children with a mentor are less likely to use drugs and alcohol. And whereas children with a mentor are more likely to reach higher levels of education, and whereas each year hundreds of caring adults volunteer their time to better the lives of children in our community as mentors. And whereas 2022 marks the 50th anniversary of Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Northwestern Wisconsin, serving children, families, and volunteers. And now therefore it resolved that I, Dan Tolan, Mayor of the City of River Falls, do hereby proclaim January 27th, 2022 as Big Brothers, Big Sisters Thank You Mentors Day. And I urge everyone in River Falls to thank their mentors and those who take a positive impact on them while growing up. Given under my hand and seal of the City of River Falls, the 25th day of January 2022. Thank you.
Motion to approve or to adjourn.
Second.
First and second to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we are adjourned.
But you're saying saying you
I
have to
think
order
Diane
these,
still has the
right?
record.
I mean, they don't just send them.
Yeah, no, I think you got the record.